I'm a... Hey guys, gals, friends, and pals, this is Paul, EastX Twitch, and welcome to another episode of Saturday Game School, where we learn about a different game every Saturday of the year. Tonight, I'm joined on mic by Tyler.
Hey guys.
And Galadrius.
Fresh from the Chinese school. Hello.
And also Spazpol, Damien. Spazpol's alive, and Brandykatz off to the side.
Hello.
Yeah, and I was joking around that this game, Lord of the Rings Gollum, is not very well received publicly, but that's what makes it interesting to me, besides the fact that it's a Lord of the Rings game, is like, can it be as bad as they say? Let's find out.
The Morbius of video games.
Apparently so.
Can't be any
mode,
worse than Redfall, right?
you got,
Ooh.
it does have
No
multiple,
horse in me, too.
But look, there's multiple graphics modes. You got performance, quality, and quality with ray tracing, so I mean they shot for the sky on that stuff. Hair simulation on or off probably affects frame rate, so we're just going to leave it on performance. But anyway, yeah, let's just hop right into it. Sorry,
Hey.
Tyler.
Giveaway in the chat.
I know, only a couple minutes of menu surfing.
Just trying to improve the background color. That didn't really help. Oh well. One of these days I'm going to get sick of green screen stuff.
The $3 Gollum emote pack. Is there such a thing?
Is there really? No, I got the deluxe. The PR company provided the deluxe version. All we have to do is stream it, so why not? Good luck, everybody. Win that Steam game. We're seeing everything from Gollum's perspective.
Everything looks like dead fish.
This is how Tyler wakes up every morning.
But it wasn't roses.
Right?
With stuff scrawled on the walls.
Flowers? Yeah, they're flowers.
That looks like my daughter's drawing.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, because they had to record the lines in Elvish, so you have to buy a DLC for it. I wonder if that comes with the deluxe edition.
Quiet. Someone's coming.
Red
The
around on the wall.
PS5, everyone.
I like it, Ima. Yeah, well, I'm playing on Xbox, but yeah.
The Xbox, everyone.
There you go. Series X. Hey, Jordan, good to see you.
Let's see how he responds to some light.
Oh no, they're going to put light on me. My goofy Gollum. Is that Gandalf?
Yep. They couldn't afford actors, so they're doing the shadow thing.
They don't even show his face. No. Oh, it may be someone else. Elven King? Oh, it is Gandalf, though.
Loki?
Does the Elven King have branches growing out of his head? Or is it just like a hat? I think it's a crown.
Does he grow fruit? Can he, like, pick his head and have a snack?
We are Groot.
I want to hear what he has to say.
His half-brother Greg. Yo, Bob Jones. Crown of Vines? Yeah. I like that Lord of the Rings show. It's not perfect, but it still had enough cool stuff, and the production values really
Yeah, they
drove it home for me. Yeah, but there's problems, and then season 2 they're going to make it without the writers being present on set, so that is not a good sign, but I hope it'll turn out well anyway.
Not the one others have given you.
Why does he have hair? Because hair club for hobbits.
Good, I'm glad you liked it,
Mom
Bob
Box.
Jones.
Very well.
Yeah, go Longbox.
Let us try someone else's name. Bilbo Baggins.
Does they call him
Baggins.
Gandalf? They call him Wizard.
Oh, look, now, yeah, that's strange. I think maybe it's because it's from Gollum's perspective.
More than
Maybe they just don't have the rights to his name.
No, it said Gandalf earlier, though, so I don't know. It's a little strange. The illustrations are not bad.
He took
And
something.
by the way, guys, speaking of things happening during the writer's strike, did you hear they are filming Deadpool 3, but they're apparently not allowed to use improv. Like, Ryan Reynolds is not allowed to use improv because he's a credited writer, so he cannot write anything new until the strike ends.
Well, that sounds great.
You don't
Well-
write improv. You act out improv. That's what I don't.
Well,
get.
yeah, but it counts as because it's a creative thought that comes out of your head, right?
Oh.
So
But-
I think you just have to defer everything to ChatGPT.
Always
to what?
hide from them.
ChatGPT.
You follow the hobbit.
Just say you
Chat-
lost
oh,
the
I
script.
get it. Yeah, let the AI thing do it. No, but like the good thing for Deadpool 3 at least is the character wears a mask the whole time, right?
and turn south.
So in a few months, when the writer strikes is over, they can just ADR new lines, and it doesn't even matter.
Something must
So
have
I think for this movie, it'll probably end up being fine.
a voice calling you to the land of shadow.
So far, so good in this. Yeah, doesn't it look cool, Jordan? We do not have copies of this game to give away, unfortunately, but we are giving out an Xbox game and a Switch game at the end of the stream, so please stick around for that.
Gollum's got the Jonas Brothers curls.
Leave us alone.
So once again,
I agree. We're completely in support of the writers for this because they deserve it. The studios are screwing
They
them
do.
over.
Big time.
Especially Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is very shifty right now that Discovery has bought them out.
Yep.
You guys heard about David Zaslav, the CEO of HBO and all that?
He's making $250 million while nobody on the writer's side is getting paid.
He's horrible. But the fact
He
that he
is.
gave a graduation speech in, was it Boston or someplace? And like the entire time he was booed and heckled by the crowd. So it's a thing of beauty. Like, it's really nice because billionaires like him, like they never get, they're never exposed to the regular public and they never have to suffer, right? Like they're insulated from all the consequences that regular people deal with. But he actually he was allowed to know that people hate him, and that's good.
Gollum's always naked. He wears like a loincloth.
Yeah. Well, let's see how he's dressed when it shows him again. This is pretty good and atmospheric right here. Tyler, did you have any thoughts on that?
Not really. Seems weird to bring someone like that in for a.
Yeah, why'd they even
speech.
invite him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Maybe
mean the BU thing?
Maybe at a
commencement?
like a super conservative college or something, like
And
a
he's an
taking
alma
over-
mater. He might be an alma mater.
Oh yeah, it could be
Yeah,
that.
he is. He is.
Well,
but that still doesn't. That still doesn't make a lot of
Well,
sense.
the thing is, a lot of times those commencement speakers have been just. He was picked well
Yeah, he
before the
was probably
writer's
picked
strike happened.
months
So
ago.
it's just like that. You don't have enough time to go, given the writer's strike, cancel him out, get somebody else that's going to be able to do it a drop of hat. So you're just like, hopefully it doesn't go over too bad.
Yeah, there's that. Although as soon as he took over Warner Brothers, he made himself unpopular with anyone who likes stories because he friggin' sucks in every possible way. So I wonder if they knew about that. But, maybe they didn't, because people who don't read all the entertainment news might not know such things. Yeah, this game actually looks pretty good visually on my Series X here.
Is there a particular reason you're moving at a crawl?
I'm just kind of taking in the visuals. Jump.
Ah. There's some
Side
old
note.
gameplay.
On a side note later, Paul, with your Pac-Man thing, I threw something in the Discord under toys that my wife made me last week.
Oh, neat. I look forward to looking at it. Jump over the
There's a
hole.
big old Pac-Man Lego set coming out too.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the arcade. Oh, that
it's
looks
expensive, but
It does look
it's gonna
good.
be
Super.
really hard not to get it because it is awesome. And
awesome. You
there's
get the Atari 2600 one.
no. See, that's the thing. I don't collect Legos, but for Pac-Man, I think I can make an exception, maybe, if I don't mind spending hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, my wife showed it to me. She's like, "You're gonna get it, aren't you?" I'm like, shut up.
Zelda looks so
Don't worry, his
dated.
wife's
Yeah,
saying the same thing.
I agree, Jordan. Zelda looks gorgeous, but frame rate—that's the thing. The poor Switch can't do 60 frames per second with detailed graphics. Just look at Kirby. Kirby is an amazing, wonderful 3D platformer, but the frame rate is not good.
Why can't they just port their games to PC like everybody else?
Well, because
It's
they see
Nintendo.
value in having their games as being exclusive. Like they always can sell their hardware and profit from their hardware because they make their games exclusive to it. You know, like people want things that are more convenient for us, but it actually does work for their business model. Let's try this. Nope, that didn't work. Better yeah, that was lame. Yes.
Well, that was a good game. Thanks for everybody for coming to the stream.
Yeah, no, Javors, it's because of what I said. Like, Nintendo actually profits off of their hardware. Like, they see themselves as a hardware company, and they make money off of it, and it works for them, even though it is different than, like, Sony and Microsoft don't really profit off their hardware, right? So it's different.
I don't think Nintendo actually profits dramatically off their hardware. If you think about the cost of manufacturing and all that and what they actually sell their consoles for, it's not like the margin's that great.
I mean, their hardware becomes pretty underpowered after just a little while.
Well,
Jump
here's the
towards
thing you
side
have
of
to
the wall. Which jump?
Here's the thing you have to consider as well. Like, if they do release new hardware, like, how do they transition from the Switch to that? Unless it's like a Switch Plus or a Switch 2 or something, which makes sense, but, I mean, like, look at what happened with the new Nintendo 3DS and the games that only worked on the new Nintendo 3DS instead of all the 3DSs. There were only, like, a couple, right? So you got to wonder how they would do that transition.
I think for the Switch 2 will be more compelling because it'll have 4K support, and people do care about, like, you know,
Killing your Hobbit.
People care about proper 4K support and such, so I think it'll be a little different from the new 3DS, where like a lot of people who would care about the benefits, you know. What is up with this? Okay, so this is a little annoying.
You got to run a little
You're
bit up.
killing your hobbit.
Okay, yeah, let me just, all right.
It's a long jump.
What the heck?
Okay,
So-
you jumped too soon.
I mean, they're making
No way the Joy-Con Dart 6 are off the shelf. Those things are, oh my god. I mean, they're, I think the, what was the Labo? Labo shows, like, what crazy things you can do with those Joy-Cons, but man, talk about, like, hey, let's go create something that's going to create, like, controller drift and just totally destroy your Joy-Con.
Oh, finally! Jeez, that was
You made it?
annoying. Yes.
Oh, there you go.
If they're going to make you die from failing, then the jump should just be closer, because that was way too picky. But
There was
whatever.
that, and then there was also that, what was it, that Mario Kart Live. Like, what if you have a small apartment?
Oh yeah, we got two of those cards. We
We'll
played
just
them
do
for
a
a
lap
day.
around the
Yeah.
block.
Where am I supposed to go? Oh, there.
Jump
I
in
see
the
it. I
jump
see
in the
it.
abyss.
I better not.
Abyss.
Just kill yourself again.
So he's playing Gollum. So sounds like, what are you playing, Zelda? Like, no.
Where am I supposed to be jumping to? It says to
It was
jump.
right there. Or wait, no, that's where you came from.
Up? Is there something above? Yeah, you're right. Okay. So, guys, since we are streaming a Lord of the Rings game, why don't we talk about our experiences with Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit? And I'll start first. So, for me, in 4th or 5th grade, we read The Hobbit in school because I was part of a nice gifted and talented program, and we got to do that, which is really nice. And The Hobbit is a wonderful book. I reread it about 4 or 5 years ago, and it still is just this great, whimsical, fun adventure. And I have this nice annotated version of it that you can get hardcover, and it's got all these cool background details and such, which made it even better. So, The Hobbit is a wonderful story, which you would not know from the 3 movies, which I believe to be completely terrible, you know. But then you have Lord of the Rings. The books, they're kind of long and slow. Like I read the first one and then I started the second. I just couldn't get through it because they are so slow. But although as an adult I probably could go back and do it, but this was me as a teenager. But you know, the Lord of the Rings movies, they're quite good in my opinion, especially Fellowship of the Ring. Like it's just the best one out of the 3. Each new movie from Fellowship of the Ring on, you know, like Peter Jackson started to use more CG and more like bad comedy that he added and such. And so like each movie, the 3 movies, they're all good, but Fellowship is just way better. That, you know, I firmly believe that. So now let's move on to Tyler. Tyler, what do you think of Hobbit and Lord of the Rings?
Well, I've never been a big fan, like the kind of what they call it, high fantasy or whatever.
Yeah.
has never been my genre of choice. I've seen each of the Lord of the Ring movies once. They're long.
Am I supposed to go up or down?
They're okay.
Only
I never
once?
Yeah, only once.
Wow.
Barely. Never saw the Hobbit movies. I didn't hear good enough things to ever make me want to actually watch them.
I saw the first one theatrically, and that was enough. Like, wow, it is bad. And the other ones are actually apparently worse.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like the actor. I like Martin Freeman in it.
Yeah, I love Martin Freeman.
But
And by the way, I'm called you out for not liking something.
isn't that crazy? Can you believe it?
Yeah, we tried to have a thing that Tyler likes every week, but
It's too hard. One thing per week is just ridiculous.
yeah, maybe one per
Wait.
month, right?
That's
Yeah.
asking quite a bit if you think about it.
Yeah, one per month is all right. But yeah, they're long and slow and a little boring, and
You must have had friends once.
I don't know.
So he does, Tech Guy.
They're yeah.
Well,
They're
did you see the theatrical or the extended versions?
theatrical, I think, on all three of them.
Wow. The extended versions are worse paced, of course, but they have more scenes from the books. So, like, if you want the story to be well developed and all that, they're the way to go. But
Oh, I played Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. Both of those are really cool.
oh, neat. Yeah, so I hear.
So
Good of you
I
to
like
bring those up. Right
I don't
on.
remember anything about the story or if there even is one, but the games are cool.
All right, and Galadrius, how about you? What's your Lord of the Rings experience?
Well, I'm a fan of the old Ralph Bakshi movies, the animated ones from the late 70s, but of course, obviously nothing beats Peter Jackson and the extended versions of his original trilogy. The Hobbit movies were okay, but obviously I like the originals better. And the games, well, I remember the EA games on PlayStation 2. Those were a lot of fun, especially the Third Age. And, of course, Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor, those were fun. And, yeah, I mean, I got a lot of experience, but I think I really enjoy all of it. Except, well, most of it.
Most of it? Was there one that you didn't enjoy? The Hobbit movies?
The third Hobbit movie kind of threw me out being rated R and stretched out beyond belief, but the rest of it was good.
Yeah, if it had been only two movies, it might have worked. But also, you could do it as just one movie, and it would be really well. But Peter Jackson, he does the cartoony action. Like in the very first Hobbit movie, there's this part where all the guys are on a platform, and it slides down like a mile underground, and they're all just fine when that would kill anyone, And it's he started that stuff, starting with maybe Return of the King or so, but it's not good because it's just cartoony. It's ridiculous. And in the Hobbit movies, the first one, the main goblin or troll or whatever he is, he's got a ball sack for a chin. He's just ridiculously cartoony. And the most frustrating thing is they did not have to do those guys in CG. They shot it with live action, and then they decided to change them to CG so that they could look just completely fake the whole time. Oh, great call there. Not great.
I'll tell you what, though, I did like Benedict Cumberbatch as Smaug. I think he was a good choice. I think he did a great job of that.
He has a weird face, but yeah, the dragon has a weird face, but yeah, his voice is good.
Benedict Cumberbatch has a weird face too.
That is true. Like a lizard, right? Hey, Vlad Slavin, good to see you, dude. Yeah, I am actually liking this so far. It's fine. Apparently it's very buggy, and there was a jump I was having trouble with because it's just farther than it needs to be. Why would you do that to the player? But that's fine. Now I just need to figure out where to go, huh?
So,
Through this hole, that's where. Oh yeah, Brandy.
you want to know the rest of us, or?
Well, yeah, no, sorry, I got distracted by chat.
We can't let Brandy talk about it. We'll be here all
Yeah,
night.
I want to hear what Brandy and Spazpol have to say.
Yeah,
That's not
let
what
us-
come.
Tell us about it, love.
So I read The Hobbit sometime when I was in elementary school. I don't remember. I just know that I had read it.
She's also gifted and talented,
I just liked reading. But
which is why you're gifted and
I
talented.
just liked reading. But
You got to climb.
so I read The Hobbit, and that was the only one I had read. I loved the movie when I was young, the animated one, not the 3, whatever one. Lord of the Rings came out. I really loved it. I did
Ow.
the book versions of it. I own both versions of it, extended and theatrical. And then after the theatrical, I went and I read all the Lord of the Rings books.
Speak up a little.
I was really, really into those. Yeah. The Hobbit thing was, it was alright. But I wasn't a huge fan. So, that's about it.
Well said.
And
So-
I reread The Hobbit too before the movies came out.
Nice. So between the books, do you like Hobbit or Lord of the Rings better?
The pace is better in The Hobbit. but
Definitely.
I actually enjoyed the trilogy a whole lot. So
That's good. I should reread it someday if life ever slows down enough. We should sprint sideways first of all. Okay, and Spazpol, what's your Lord of the Rings experience, bro? Oh, note to self, don't jump there.
Basically none. I played the Lego Lord of the Rings.
Lego Lord of the Rings.
wait. Or maybe I played Lego Hobbit. Hold on. Lego Hobbit. One of them I did.
I
The other
forgot
one I
about the
didn't.
Lego games. Those were actually pretty good.
Yeah, so I think I did the Lego Hobbit, and I didn't do Lego Lord of the Rings. No, I did Lego Lord of the Rings. I didn't do Lego Hobbit, and I played the... What's that one that never had a full 1,000 gamer score? Like the Battle of Mordor or something?
Oh, you're talking about Conquest?
One of them didn't get the full gamer score for some reason?
Oh yeah, we're talking, this is way, like, this is the launch title. Battle of Middle-earth 2. Yeah, it only has 705 gamer score. They just released it with not all the achievements. 2006 EA. Go figure, it's EA, right? Like, they came out on Xbox 360 swinging as the worst publisher ever.
That's
They
goofy.
never disappointed. Yeah, but that's it. So, I think I've seen, like, snippets of, like, a movie here and there, but, yeah, it's not my cup of tea. I'm not more into that, more of, I guess, sci-fi kind of fan, like Star Wars versus, like, oh, you really like Tales of Yore? No. Oh, this isn't your bag. So, yeah. Just never had an interest to read it or see the movies.
Wait, Tales of your what?
Tales of Yore, like back in the...
Oh,
Like
like
older
Tales of your dog or something.
Tales of Uranus.
Well,
I love those
Well-
kinds of tales.
so we just encountered our first enemies that you can't be spotted by because this game does have a stealth component. Ima just said that Hobbit, the book, is good but generic. However, he is mistaken in saying that because it's the starter of the genre. Like, that genre did not exist before The Hobbit. You know, like, it's the one that started them all. You know, like, you can't blame it that other things are like it that came afterwards. Maybe I am doing it wrong. Okay, sorry. Let's try this. Am I just silly? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, Tyler.
Yeah.
Why
Probably.
was I interpreting that as right bumper? I don't...
Because it looks like a bumper. It's a really ugly icon. It's like a really bad icon.
Okay, so...
I should really explain Xbox controllers to you.
no, I mean, like, I'm very familiar with the Xbox controller, but like Tyler said, it's the icon was throwing me off.
It
My
does.
bad.
That's why I asked, because I had a feeling that's what the issue was, because the icon looks like a bumper icon.
That's what I like about you, Tyler. You're very smart.
Thank you. I'll try. I was gifted and talented too, or whatever.
Glad to hear it. Okay, so we got some bad guys there I need to avoid, so I guess I need to drop down on this
Oh,
side.
just jump down and attack them, you know.
Yeah, get on.
This game doesn't work that way.
Use your knife or something.
Bite off their
Doesn't get a
fingers.
knife.
You know, it worked in the movie.
Yeah.
Eagle is like a
That's
martial
true.
arts pro, isn't he?
No, see? Oh, God. Oh.
Run, you idiot.
They don't even show the death.
You've been discovered.
You're going to be Hobbit soup in a minute.
Yeah, no, you're right. Lord of the Rings has a lot more detail to it, a lot more technical detail, which hurts the pace, but it's still cool because some people really enjoy those details.
You know what? Gimli should have gotten his own game. He wouldn't be afraid to jump down on those idiots.
I need to find where the game wants me to do a specific thing, so I'm just trying to figure out. Maybe if I just run and jump past.
Remember, right trigger, not right bumper.
That's what I had to do.
Oh, but they just...
soup. What is this about soup?
Yeah, well, you were about to become Hobbit soup when you were caught.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
You know, I kind of promised a special guest would join us. He's actually in the other room. So, bear with me. I'm going to go get him.
Okay.
I'll try not
Is
to let
it
him
a
get too out
dog?
of hand. Give me a minute. It's not a dog.
think
it's a dog.
It's
I
either
know.
we think it's either Dwayne the Rock Johnson or Zachary Levi, but it could be
Yeah,
either.
yeah, because clearly I know them, don't you know? Clearly I
That
have
he
them.
say his
Well,
last
they're
name.
in space. Come on.
Catch the
Not
bird.
Levi.
All right. I will be back in a minute with the special guest. Take that.
Okay.
Be nice, Tyler.
I'm always nice.
He hasn't told me anything about this, so we'll see whether
Yes.
it's a good idea or not. Is it J-Lo?
J-Lo, nice.
Could be a teen celebrity. Could be Who has the highest gamer score in the world now?
So people do not like the model on Gollum.
Yeah, it looks bad. Looks
It does.
It
weird.
does. I have to agree with that.
But the game itself, the environments do look good.
Yeah.
I have the audio muted. How is it?
Wait,
He
how's
must
what?
see us.
Because I can't
Talk
have
like
the
that.
sound going.
Oh yeah,
Just
it's
in-
fine. It's what you would expect. It's not the
Kiss
real
his eyes
movie
and
actors.
sees his alls.
But that's how he speaks.
I know, it's so annoying.
Tons of baby games. Oh yeah, I guess you're right, Ima. Yeah, the face could definitely be better, and when it's what you're hanging the game on, that's where you get all these bad screenshots, and people use it to make fun of the game, right?
That's a good shot of the bug. Should use the bug shot.
That's a biggest bug right there.
Oh yeah, burn off now. Not even in like the top 5.
Oh no.
It's me! Hello, everybody. Looks like you're playing my game.
Our guest is Gollum.
Special guest Gollum on the mic.
Yeah, well, you know, I was just chilling in the other room watching wrestling.
Wrestling.
Why don't you come by, you know, and say hello to Saturday Game School and one throw to another. Hi, Tyler, how are you?
Smiggle or Gollum.
Fun
Fun fact.
Like a tank of helium.
I'm
Fun-
bored. Shut your face.
How was your birthday?
My
Birthday? Whose birthday?
Elmo.
Elmo's a jerk. He's a jerk. Anyway, just wanted to say hello and everything like that. Oh, Paul has platform shoes up here.
Why are you telling everyone my secret?
I was talking to Brandy about it the other day. She's like, yeah, we have to get them out when he wants to go on the roller coaster. Anyway, thank you for playing my game. Hope you enjoy it. Stupid habits are ruining everything.
Ima has a question for you, Gollum.
Shoot, how did hobbits taste like chicken?
It makes sense.
They're delicious.
Perfect
Okay,
sense.
Galadrius is bugging me. I gotta go back to my wrestling. Everybody have a good stream. Happy
Put him in a
Memorial
cage.
Day. Quiet,
back
Tyler,
in the
you
cage.
troll. You go back to the cage. Me, Tyler, to the cage. One troll to another. Thank you, Tyler.
I'm
Bye, everyone. Take care, everyone, and don't be jerks.
Thank you, Gollum. Say hi to Zachary Levi for us.
I know The Rock. I don't know no Levi. The Rock says hi from 5 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Bye, sir.
Bye, bro.
You ate all my cheese puffs. Jerk.
Oh.
I swear to God.
All right, now I understand why
Everywhere.
people... I understand now
What
why
the heck
people
was
don't like
that?
this game, because this stealth section is really annoying.
Yeah. It's one of those things. But yeah, he came over to watch some wrestling and all that stuff. And he, enjoying himself down here in Florida.
And eating all your cheese puffs.
And eating on my cheese puff. You owe me a new bed. Tyler, I think you could relate to him pretty well.
How?
Yeah,
I don't.
He's like a new friend for me.
You both have so much you like about everything. Yeah.
Ask him if he can hang out.
Okay. Well, let me go get him. Man. I'll tell you what. Let me go get him. Let me go get him. Hang tight. I'll be right back. I'll go get him. Why really want to hang out with Kyle?
Oh,
Rude.
what a burn!
He hates everything. Another quarterly meets is like, nah.
Doesn't Gollum hate everything too? Isn't he like driven by
Yeah,
like,
but I
evil
do
and
it.
hatred?
But Gollum does it in style. You just do it.
Except for his precious.
Cardboard box.
My precious.
Loves his
My
precious.
precious.
That's true. He loves that.
Okay, back to me wrestling.
Alright.
Okay, enjoy the show.
Stay close to them, precious.
You won't buy a new cheese puffs. I hate it. Yeah. Well, yeah, there you go. How many live streams can you say that Gollum actually came by? Congrats, Techie Guy.
Not very many. Yay, tech guy! Maybe that should be a regular feature. Where am I supposed to go now?
Just have Gollum on the
no,
show
not
to
there.
comment on random games that he's not in.
They're getting
Yeah.
away.
Could be occasionally relevant.
Sure. As long as you're streaming like Lord of the Rings stuff, I don't know if he'd really get into furry.
This is a fury.
Furry Fury, smash and roll or something. It's like
Eastern-
Pac-Man pack and roll, I think.
Hey, I thought we were going to discuss the shows we were watching this week.
I'm sure we could do that. I mean, I have like 3 to talk about. Do you want to talk about one besides the ones that I told you about?
I watched the 2 you told me about. But what's the third?
Well, from I can. Yeah, let's.
No,
Oh
it's
yeah,
not them,
yeah,
it's
back
them.
to them.
No, it's from.
It's them.
No, it's from.
From them.
Why are you saying them? It's from. We watched the whole 2 seasons together.
Them is the movie about the giant ants.
Please
Or
tell me
spider.
there's a checkpoint here, because
Anyway.
look at that. Yeah, Saturday Game School. That's right, Bixatino. So yeah. Anyway, we talked. I don't think we actually talked about From on Mike last week, other than Tyler saying he didn't like the title.
Yeah, the name's bad.
Yeah, so I think the title is partially an effort to be similar to Lost. Cause
Lost. I'm
it-
looking at this. I know you mentioned it in the
Yeah.
newsletter, but I'm looking at like how it's stylized, all caps and stuff too. It's like, oh, I bet that's exactly what they're going for.
Yeah, like it is. I mean, it is really like Lost, but with horror. I mean, like it's mystery after mystery, for better or worse, you know. But we have faith that it's going to add up to something. Like it'll have.
Compelling mystery.
Yeah, but I mean that's how people feel about Lost too. It's just that they didn't really know where they were going with the story, so it's a bunch of BS.
And
Lost is cool.
I've even put out the thing that basically they didn't like the last, season of Lost because there was no build up to it. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to end it. So maybe they just kind of rebranded it so it would make a more plausible story to get up to, a similar ending.
Yeah, no, they really didn't. Like, you can read articles with like interviews and things about it. Like, it's well known that they just kind of made it up season to season.
Folks eye up against tents.
But yeah, From, like, a lot of you guys do like Lost, right? So you guys would like From. Like, it is very much like it, but with cool horror monsters and stuff, So
Oh, monsters.
Oh, monsters.
yeah, like there's monsters, there's spiders and
There's
these
not
demon.
There's not a smoke monster.
No, better than that. Like
Ooh,
the
smoke
main
monster.
the main kind of monster are these demons that look like humans, but they can like look more demonic when they attack people. Yeah, they're sort of like vampires, but they don't drink blood. Like they tear people apart. Like they especially open up their chest cavity and take out all their organs. And they do lots of cruel torture and stuff to people. So, like, I mean, it's horror stuff, but it's not. I don't think it's very scary, but it did give Brady bad dreams, which is kind of neat.
Tents.
Way too far away.
Not scary at all when you have your innards torn out. Not at all. Nope.
Well, I mean, literally, chest cavity open.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, it would be a very horrible situation to be in. Like, everyone in the show is so screwed unless things miraculously work out for them someday, right?
Is everybody a little disturbed that Paul's extremely calm talking about an open chest cavity?
Well, I mean, when they do that, it's either a model or it's CG, and so it's like, I mean, like, they don't show people. For instance, they don't show someone getting their head ripped off or something like that. You know, it's just aftermath stuff.
Yeah,
but
it's just a chest cavity. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, but anyway, it is a cool show. If you have Amazon Prime Video, you should 100% watch it. But they do sell. You can buy the whole first season on Vudu or wherever too. So even if you don't have Amazon, you could just buy the show and enjoy it because it's good. And the second season is still airing. It's going to conclude in June. And yeah, we're now watching it week to week. We got all the way caught up, and we're watching it week to week, and it's just we both really enjoyed it. And it is very much like reading a Stephen King novel. Like it's just totally got the feel of something he would write. So that is from FROM.
Does it have Turtle in it from Entourage?
You know, I don't know if any of the actors are very famous. It's made in Canada, and they're definitely Canadian folks. Don't go that way.
The one screenshot looked like it was Turtle from Entourage. Because you know when he's in the
Well, I mean,
well, actually, I've never seen
Harold Perrineau. He was in Lost.
Who?
That's
Harold Perrineau. He plays the main guy, Boyd.
Huh. Well, another. Oh, yeah. He's good. Like, he is not as charismatic as I wish he was a little more charismatic. But he's good. Like he doesn't do a bad job in any way, shape, or form. Sneak up and hold Y for ambush. Throttle him with Y. Look at that! I'm finally killing an enemy. Is he even dead? What the heck? I did what it said.
You've been
The
discovered.
same Stephen King. They love the Flash. Vlad. Everybody loves the Flash. It's very. If you're talking about the upcoming movie. Yeah, but no, Imo, that is a fair point. Will they finish the series or not? Like, Season 1 had a really good ending, and then Season 2 started off from that point. But as far as, like, explaining the mysteries, whenever they explain something, they introduce 2 more mysteries. Like, there's a lot of mysteries going right now.
It drives me nuts when shows do that. I mean,
Yeah,
Lost did that, too.
Exactly. It's very Lost-like. It's not like Mrs. Davis, where they start out with a bunch of mysteries, but they do explain, like, every episode explains something, right? And in the end, it all makes sense. Even though that was Damon Lindelof. But this one, yeah, we'll just see. But I mean, like, I'm just very intrigued by all of it. Like, I really want to see how it could all come together. As long as they have something smart thought up, it's going to be great. Where am I supposed to go? So that was from, but we should move on to the shows that I did get everybody to watch, which is cool. Do I just hold Y? Yeah, you just press and hold Y. I thought I had to tap it.
What else did you have them watch?
Well, let's start with Unicorn. We watched Unicorn Eternal Warriors. Isn't that what it's called?
Yep.
Tyler, did you get to watch it?
I did watch it.
All right, and you know it's from the creator of Dexter's Laboratory, Primal, and Samurai Jack?
I had read that.
Yeah, so Dexter's Laboratory is awesome, by the way. I really like that show. Did you ever watch it?
I did.
It was hilarious back in the day. Yeah, so Tyler, why don't you tell us what is the premise of Unicorn Eternal Warriors?
A girl is really a unicorn eternal warrior, but she doesn't know it. And then she gets revealed to it, and they're like time traveling interdimensional group of warriors that fight, I don't know, green dragons.
So how about the robot? Tell us about the robot.
He walks slow and he takes forever to open up or do anything, and he doesn't talk, and he's annoying.
Are you kidding? He's the best part of the show.
Yeah,
he's not. The whole show is so. Ugh. I was like, this is from Dexter's Laboratory? What happened to having, nice animation or interesting things happen?
Well, seriously, did we watch the same show? Are you sure you didn't watch like a really crappy, like online thing instead?
I'm positive of what I watched.
The art is spectacular, but the animation, I'm telling, like, art and animation are 2 different things, right? Okay. Like, the animation is missing many frames, and I think like all of his newer shows are like that because of budget. But but the art itself, I think, is a really great style. You know, like
I
the
didn't
girls,
like how the human looked at all.
oh, the girls look kind of like Betty Boop, and the guys. Yeah, I mean, it's based on old fashioned like 30s type cartoons.
And it's anime too.
Yeah, a bit anime like Osamu Tezuka's Astro Boy stuff. The guys look like that. But so, did you like anything about it, Tyler?
No.
Oh, dang.
I barely made it through the episode.
Okay, Galadrius, what did you think?
I think it was a great series. I think it had some imaginative stuff to it. I think
Very
the animation was really well done. I really enjoyed it.
Maybe
You know, and it has
the
that-
later episodes are interesting. The first one wasn't.
It builds up, though, and it builds up nicely. I mean, that's
That's
the thing.
good.
You know, it's supposed to hook you in.
Yeah, I love his art style. The literal frames of animation definitely could be better. It's just entirely a budget thing, and it's a shame.
Yeah. But it's still very well done.
Pass. Tyler gives that show a pass. It didn't even barely have a unicorn in it.
Yeah, the unicorn's
That's
barely.
true.
I mean, well, it's just the start. Like we're still getting to meet all the characters. Here's something I can tell everyone, since Tyler's synopsis was a bit scattered, shall we say. I mean, it starts out in the past, for one, and you have this group of superheroes who are fighting like big monsters, basically. And they were assembled by Merlin, the Wizard of Legend. And basically, he's like throughout history, they will be summoned or revived, basically to handle new threats. And so the story goes to the 1800s in the steampunk London, or a similar place to London, and a girl, she's awakened by the robot, which I think is named Copernicus. I could be wrong. It's some kind of sea name.
No, Copernicus.
All right. Yeah, so he awakens her, and she temporarily. Well, no, I don't want to say too much, should I? But anyway, he turns her into her superhero form. But we don't meet the modern versions of the other heroes. And,
Everything you're saying is in like the first episode. The things that happen in the first episode aren't really a spoiler.
Yeah, I don't think so, but we want people to have like incentive to watch it and such. But anyway, like, so it's kind of intriguing what's happening to her. You know, is she going to retain her personality, or is she going to be taken over by the past version of herself? What's going to happen to her family, because she was about to get married? What's going to happen to them? You know, will she ever see them again? And what's the bad guy up to? Because there's an interesting bad guy that has these cool robots, sort of like Power Ranger enemies a little bit, but they're robots. And yeah, like there's just a lot of mystery to it, and it's very stylish. It's too bad Tyler didn't appreciate the style, but it's stylish. Yeah, thank you, Bob Jones. That's what I would say. Yeah, so guys, the first episode is available to watch free on YouTube. So I highly recommend you check it out, but it's on Max, you know, formerly HBO Max. So you can catch up with it there, but at least check out the first episode and see what you think. I don't know where it wants me to throw this rock, and it's really frustrating.
Take stone. Just take it.
Yeah, well, I took them, but then it says to aim and throw them, right? But where the heck do I throw them? Wow, crap. I just ran off the edge.
Throw them at the bats.
Hey, Lady Marguerite, great to see you. Look at that. Sperry's not even here, but Lady Marguerite is, so she's... That's good. That makes you the coolest today, lady. Yeah, she walked out on it. Yeah, but maybe they'll get back together or something, Bob Jones. Maybe she'll see them in the future. Who knows? There's a lot that could happen. All right, where's...
He doesn't even know who she is.
Yeah, well, she started to get her memory back eventually, Tyler. You don't remember that?
Not really.
Well, maybe you should have paid a little bit better attention.
Maybe they shouldn't take 20 seconds in between the pacings of her walking from the front of the aisle to the back of the aisle. It's like, oh my gosh, every scene doesn't have to be this cinematic masterpiece. Let's get moving.
Interesting criticisms, Tyler.
Thank you.
Oh, nice. And Dr. Player's got
It
a
feels
birthday
like
coming up.
it feels like it was like one of those 12-minute Adult Swim shorts, and they're like, no, we want this to be a 30-minute show. It's like, okay, we'll pad it with 12 minutes of nothing.
Interesting. Okay, I finally throw a stone at the lantern. Okay, I figured out what I'm supposed to do, finally.
That's what I figured.
It wasn't saying all that at first, was it? Or maybe I just didn't notice because we're talking about stuff.
That's huge and glowing in the shot.
Oh, look. It lights up green if you're going to hit it. Finally! Jeez, that was annoying. Alright, in Spazpol, you haven't seen it, have you?
I think he dropped off.
He didn't say bye.
He did.
Dang
He
it,
was-
Spazpol.
He was too angry at my criticism of the show.
That's true. I mean,
Oh, he said he has to run. Have a great evening.
Oh, okay. That's too bad. Well, that was nice of him to hang out with us for a bit. So anyway, but that's called Unicorn Eternal Warriors, and I do recommend everyone at least check it out. I don't know how good it gets later, but to me it's a promising start. So I guess, Tyler, that means you never saw Samurai Jack or Primal?
No, I haven't watched either of those. I don't even know what Primal is.
I think it's about like a caveman or something. Like, I haven't seen Primal either. But I did see a little bit of Samurai Jack, and I thought it was really cool. And they have a game coming out. Vlad prefers Bikini Warriors. Is that a real thing? Yeah, Darker Player, this does not have good Metacritic scores. It's actually not that bad. Like, I'm enjoying what I'm playing of it, other than some parts are a bit frustrating and repetitive because you just die over and over. But not everybody has that kind of patience. Oh, it's a flying rhino beetle? Is that what they're called? So that was that one. And then there's the new Disney Plus show that came out called American Born Chinese. First, let me tell everybody, American Born Chinese is based on a famous award-winning graphic novel written and illustrated by Jean Luen Yang. He's like a Chinese-American writer. He's written a ton of comics since, but like he won tons of awards, you know. Oh, look, I have a choice between personalities. What should I pick, Tyler?
Let's go with hold on. Kill Beetle and Hyde.
All right, Kill Beetle and Hyde. Now convince Smeagol.
But there's no one here, no one around, just a
This is just like what we had on Mike a little bit earlier. Oh, you have to convince the personality?
Yeah.
Spider's still around.
Okay, Spider it is.
What about the spider? What if she comes?
It's weird.
Game actually
It
makes
is
you
weird.
work. Ugh.
Yeah.
But he's actually, he does
Makes
this.
you read. Woof.
Uh-oh.
This is Smeagol / Gollum. He argues with himself internally about everything.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
really...
he's impossible to watch like in the movies. He's really hard to watch.
My precious, so nice. So
Hang on, I'll go get him again.
So I need to get at least 2 black ones, I think, to win this.
we are famous.
Raw and
Yes,
wiggly.
starving, always starving.
You can keep
Come on,
your sinking taters.
eat it.
Eat it. I won the argument? Okay, I won it. Okay, so that was what was supposed to happen.
Yes,
All right.
I won the argument. Well done, indeed. That's good.
Hooray, delicious beetle.
Smiggles pissed me off.
Well, so American Born Chinese, famous graphic novel, really like heartwarming. It kind of like it has themes about like learning to be comfortable with your own culture and like fighting against racism and things like that.
Friendship.
Yeah,
Growing.
yeah, like the book itself is something like you can like it's you could probably read it in 5th grade or something, but it's got a lot of meat for adults to enjoy too, just with the deep themes and such. And anyway, they turned it into a show, and I mentioned last week, I think it was, the show is a lot different from the book. Like it's like they took the core idea and wrote kind of a much different story, but it's still got a lot of the same things, characters and things. But anyway, American Born Chinese. Tyler, tell us what the story was like in the first episode.
There's a kid. He's like I think a sophomore or a junior in high school.
Yes.
Kind
Junior, I
of
think.
that high school sort of finding yourself type of thing. Like he's got some old friends that he doesn't talk to anymore and some new soccer friends because he's on the soccer team, but he doesn't necessarily fit in anywhere, and he likes a girl. And then there's a new Chinese exchange student that he has to kind of tour around because the principal's super racist. And he's like, oh, you're Chinese, you can hang out with him because he's Chinese too, and so you'll have a lot in common.
Yeah, it's goofy.
And then they do some cool martial arts stuff.
Really cool.
Very cool.
And yeah, that's about it. I don't know the whole details about the heavenly world where the one kid comes from.
We should talk about some of the casting in this for sure.
Sure, sure. Well, let's finish telling him about the story a little bit.
Yeah.
So Tyler handled the high school stuff very well. That was a great rundown, Tyler.
Thanks.
So, Galadrius, can you tell us a little bit about the Monkey King stuff?
Yeah, well, apparently there is a legendary warrior known as the Monkey King, and he rules over the land with his mighty spear, but he's apparently challenged by some unseen enemy. And at the beginning of the series, we see what's happening with the spear. Won't get into too much detail there, but then it switches to the...
Oh, wait. It's not actually a spear. It's the power pole from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. Power pole.
Yeah, like, they don't call it the power pole in this, but in Dragon Ball Z, it's called the power pole. Like, because Dragon Ball Z is based on the legend of the Monkey King. You know,
right.
Like,
it's actually like a bow staff almost.
Yeah, like, it extends, like, magically, impossibly far. Yeah.
So sorry, not a spear, a bow staff. I'm thinking of Forbidden.
Exactly, Son Goku. That's right, Vlad. Like, this is the same, the character that Goku is based on.
Okay, so anyway, then the story shifts into the modern day, but it does a nice little twist there. I mean, like, instead of going deep into, like, the adventures, I mean, it does include the adventure stuff, but also shows, like, what, like, certain kids are going through in this day and age, like trying to fit in the culture, because it centers on a show that was like in the 90s that was just basically treating an Asian guy bad. And Kei Kwan's actually in that show.
Yeah, and by the way, that show is sort of a loose parody of Perfect Strangers.
Yeah, it's really weird, but it is fun to see Kei Kwan back, obviously. And this cast, I mean, this has a really great cast. So, you know, Michelle Yeoh from Everything Everywhere All at Once shows up. There's also Daniel Wu, who was great in Into the Badlands. He's actually the Monkey King.
Nice.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's some great casting here, and we're going to see other people familiar with Everything Everywhere All at Once show up in later episodes. I won't get too much detail, but it's really well thought out. And the guy who directed this episode is the same guy that directed Shang-Chi.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's rad.
Yeah. Hang on, let's see if I can look up his name. It's right here on the tip of my tongue. Destin Daniel Cretton. He also directs the season finale.
That's
spoilers about the season finale. Come on. Now we know who the director is. Ruined it.
You know what? I'm just trying to say the star power involved here, Tyler.
Yeah.
Sorry I can't explain a plot as well as you, and I'm sorry I mistook a spear for a bow staff. I've had a
dang. As long as you're sorry.
Very impressive credentials. Like
I'm not sorry.
And Bob Jones points out there's a Dragon Ball manga. The protagonist, he is a manga reader and a comics reader. So he's got, not only that, he's got a Sayuki manga, which is the story that the mythology is of the show is based on. Like, so there's all kinds of cool references and such. But so as you guys have pointed out, the show has good high school drama stuff that deals with racism and finding your place in the world and things like that. But it also has these incredible action scenes. Like, every episode has at least one action scene that's done by, like, apparently really authentic Chinese martial arts, stunt coordinators and things like that. Like, great wire work. Like, it's not all CG crap. Like, the people are flying around on wires doing all kinds of mad flips and using environmental objects against each other like Jackie Chan would or whatever. Like, there's so much fun, exciting stuff to it. It's hard to convey, but like, we're 3 episodes in, and I am still highly enjoying it, even though it is not the same as the comic. But that's okay. Like, it's a good show that they're making.
Considering a Disney made it, it's really well done.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wonder if they'll show it in China.
Maybe.
No, you're right, because like, compared to Willow, the show is way better than Willow. Willow's not bad, but like, the show is on a whole different level. Like, so yeah.
Oh yeah. It's actually meaningful with its material, which is really cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the writing is better and the action is better. Like, Willow is tons of green screen stuff, right? This one, like, it feels like real locations. Even when they go to the fantasy world, Brandy thought it looked a little bit inauthentic, but it mostly seems to be like shot in real forests and stuff, and they're just changing the colors. So to me, it's better than if it was. I mean, it looks more real than Willow does to me.
I agree.
So that's called American Born Chinese. So Tyler, did you like it okay then?
Yeah, I liked it quite a bit. It was really good and interesting. It does remind me of like Marvel TV shows, a lot of like maybe Miss Marvel a little bit in the beginning, trying to fit in the high school world and stuff. And,
that's true. Similar themes.
Having a different culture. I'm hoping it can deliver a little better than some Marvel shows have, where they get a little bit more lost as the episodes go on. Because like I think a lot of Marvel shows seem like have a lot of potential early, and then I kind of just get disappointed with them.
That's fair, very fair.
So
But-
hopefully it can stay strong. But yeah, it was good.
Nice. I'm really happy. It's hard to find something that you really like, so I'm happy that you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And you're the same way, Galadrius?
I'm just trying to be supportive. Compared to like, oh, I hate everything. Oh,
Hey, it's okay to be critical. I'm a critic in my life, you know.
well, that's why I was critical about this game. So.
Doesn't mean I love everything.
Tech Guy sent me a message. It's kind of hard to see it. How do you even see messages on Xbox? I don't remember.
You gotta look up. Go right. No, right.
Achievement hype, he said. That's it. Okay. Thank you, Tech Guy. I'm sure the viewers really appreciated that. So far, so good over here. Yeah, Vlad says that it feels like Miss Marvel. But yeah, like Miss Marvel to me is a good show. Like I really like Miss Marvel. Tyler didn't really like the conclusion of it. I still liked it okay.
Yeah, I like the first 4 episodes. The last one's real bad, but
Not a perfect show by any means, but a good show overall. But this one is, it's aiming a little higher than that, and so far it's so great.
yeah, the action was cool.
Wow, yeah, and like I said, every episode's got something like that, and it's fun stuff. I'll point out a difference. I told you guys that it's about 50% different from the comics, like significantly different, right? Kind of like how the Halo show is significantly different from the Halo games in story, right? And some people can't handle that because they're whiny babies. But as an example, the Asian kid, the foreign exchange student kind of kid that he has to take care of in the show,
Uh-huh.
In the comic, that kid is he embodies racist caricatures. Like, he is very exaggeratedly goofy. Like, he is trying to embody those things that people think about Chinese people, And so he's a lot more grounded, like a lot more believable as a person in the show. But it's not bad what they do in the book. Like, the book is making a point with that, It's just the show is trying to be more realistic, and also the connection with the Monkey King stuff, that comes way later in the book. Like, in the show, it's revealed in the first episode what the connection is, right? In the book, it's a surprise when it finally happens. Really cool moment when it happens in the book. But still, I mean, the show is doing its own thing, and it's doing it very well. So that's what I've got to say about that.
I brought. Okay.
Sorry, they do keep the
Louder.
kind of the stereotypes. That's what they have. That guy that's doing the TV show.
Yeah, how'd you say his name, Galadrius? Ki Wan or something?
Kihui Kwan.
Kiwei Kwan, short round from Goonies. Yeah, he's in that. So they take the caricatures and they put it in this old-fashioned show, because you could believe that a show used to be pretty racist, right? And that's more believable than this guy's walking around being the racist thing that people think in their heads.
And you said that in the book he was also his cousin.
Yeah. In the book, they're specifically cousins. Like, he is a visiting cousin, and the main character has to take care of him, as opposed to in the show, he's just a new student, and the main character is asked by the principal to take care of him. So just a few differences. I need to locate my copy of the book, because it's on a bookshelf somewhere upstairs. But I need to give it a fresh read, and then I could give better comparisons. But the book is absolutely wonderful. Like, anybody would enjoy it, and the show so far is quite good too. So that's exciting.
Yeah, it was interesting that they brought back the Monkey King to lore, because I remember, like, the last time I saw something like that was the Forbidden Kingdom. It was this Jackie Chan, Jet Li film from a few years ago. Jet Li played the Monkey King along with another guy. It was okay. I mean, they put a white kid in the middle of all of it and made him the hero for some reason, which was weird. But the action scenes were but the action scenes were good. They actually had a fight between Jackie and Jet Li that was fun to watch.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that movie, and the action was certainly fine back then. And Vlad makes a comparison. He says what we're talking about with the story is similar to how Masters of the Universe Revelations is different than the original He-Man cartoon. That's a fair comparison, Vlad, although I still think that Masters of the Universe Revelations is made by people who don't like He-Man. So, yeah, it's not as reverent as I think it should be, for sure, but I never even bothered to finish watching it after the first half of the first season. So, usually I'll finish just about anything, so that's just an example of how much it turned me off. What am I supposed to be doing here? Going to that yellow part? Alright. Darker Player fears that the government will arrest me for reading a book that probably would get banned by... Yeah, in Florida, there's no way they're letting people read American-born Chinese in school libraries.
Nope.
But here's a little spoiler.
They just cross out the word Chinese every time, and it just says American-born, and they're like, all right, this is perfect.
Chinese. Wait, what?
American-born American.
Well, a little thing that people don't realize about modern kids is only the very smartest, most introverted kids read books anymore.
Books are boring. I don't blame them.
Dang it, Tyler.
What does it mean? They'll feed us to some
I never.
beast.
For whatever reason, I like most stuff. I never really liked reading. You know, I liked math. I liked writing.
It's weird
but
because
I
you're
never
actually
liked
good
reading.
at editing and
I
camera
know.
things.
I'm not sure why. Just never liked to sit down with a book.
Perhaps you didn't try the right books, Tyler.
Perhaps.
Even if I only
He'll
I
just
like
let
the, I like the
ChatGPT
Indian
do
in the
all the
cupboard.
work.
I'm sure that book's probably not very PC anymore, but that was a good book.
Which book?
The Indian in the Cupboard.
I never actually got to read that. It always looked intriguing to me.
It was really good.
Yeah, no, Ima makes a good point. Pick better books. No, like, I've always thought, like, about anime, I've always thought anime is so diverse that there's an anime for anybody if they were to find the right one, right?
Attention spans are very low.
Yeah, like, I mean, and it's got to be phones. There's no other explanation.
Yo, I'm sure it is. I agree with you, but I mean, I know that everyone. That's like the phones are like also a godsend for parents in that, like your kid will finally actually. It's something to keep your kid to leave you alone, but that's not how parenting should be. But it is what it's used for.
Yeah, exactly, guys. Yeah, the TikTok mentality. Agreed.
Because they're in. I mean, I guess my mom just had to put up with my annoying butt, you know, growing up, because like nothing really keeps kids entertained for that long, but phones do. Like they'll play stupid games or do TikTok videos or stuff for like hours and hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, but those things do not help them grow as a person. They don't increase.
Not at all.
They don't increase their
Do
intellect
not.
because the kids aren't spending that time reading ebooks or something that actually makes you smarter. You know. And yeah, so it's just such a shame. And it also doesn't help with social skills, really. Like, yes, they can text each other just fine, but it doesn't help them with like real life social skills. Anyway, what am I supposed to be doing now? Okay, what do you think? Do these guys look okay? Kind of 360 era in the bodies, maybe.
They look friendly.
We just live in an era where we're just like too easily distracted by things, you know, like we're too easily distracted by whatever Fox News says, or we're too distracted by what this company's doing, or you know, it just seems like I don't know.
The internet has done many great things for us. Obviously, like none of us would. I mean, maybe I would have met Galadrius, but I would never have met Tyler and so many of you guys without the internet, right? But like on the other hand, yes, it has led to increased radicalization of people and all kinds of bad things. So that part is a shame. And cell phones would not be as addictive as they are if they didn't have the internet. So it's part of it for sure. Only had one so far. What did I only have one of? Oh yeah, one Xbox achievement. You're right.
Not to mention the fact, like this week, you know, everybody was excited about the Sony press event that took place.
Oh yeah.
On the one hand, yeah, I mean, there was some amazing gameplay for Spider-Man 2 that was revealed, but then Sony revealed this handheld, this Project Q, and apparently all it does is acts as like a handheld equivalent for your PlayStation 5, depending what's installed on it. Like you can't stream games on it, you can't download games onto it. You can't play PlayStation Vita or PSP games on it. It's incredibly limited. It's basically the Wii U all over again, in a nutshell.
Well, two things. Firstly, Ima says Jordan's life could have been so much better if he hadn't met his ex, Cloven Casey. I think that's hilarious. And but also Tyler loves the Project Q, so I think you guys are going to be opposed on this one.
I like to
Oh
what?
wow! Wait, he likes the Q.
This PlayStation Q, Tyler. From
What is
the
that?
The Sony event. Come on.
What?
He doesn't even know what it is.
God, Tyler, you suck at playing along.
Oh,
As Galadrius was saying, it's the little Vita-looking thing that is only
is that what
for
it's called? The
streaming.
Q?
That's its name right now.
Yeah, it'll get a different name when it comes out. But yeah, it's for streaming from someone's PlayStation.
I mean, they don't
5.
seem to get how to understand the popularity of the Switch or the Steam Deck, because it doesn't seem like this fills that void at all.
It doesn't do anything.
Agreed, yeah.
Outside the range of the PS5.
I mean,
No,
it
well,
could
you
be.
can still stream through and you can stream it anywhere. You don't have to be with.
Well, I mean, no, you can't. You have to play games that are installed on your PlayStation 5. You can't even stream PlayStation Plus premium games.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
Not
It
being able
doesn't.
to stream those.
It's dumb.
That is
It's
weird. I
incredibly
didn't know you
dumb.
couldn't do that.
Yeah, it sucks.
So the game has to be installed on your PS5.
In order to play it. Hey, Dementia won. Congrats, Dementia.
Go Dementia.
I mean,
it's
it's-
good to see you, Dementia.
It's kind of cool, but I mean, why would you possibly get it over a Steam Deck?
Yeah,
At all.
exactly. Yeah, the Steam Deck.
Or even the Switch.
Price, Tyler, because this thing has got to be less than 200, I would imagine.
Well, I hope. I mean,
No, with its design, it'll be 300.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, I don't know. It's
quick
just
story.
lack of functionality means it can't be. I agree with you. Like, the design looks like it's going to be expensive, but its lack of actual functionality is going to make it so no one wants it.
Yeah, I mean, internally, it's got to be really weak processor-wise. It can only stream video, right? So, I think they save money there.
Well, I mean, at one point in time, the PlayStation Vita was handling remote play very nicely while also playing its own PS Vita games. So now they're taking away any sort of flexibility like that with this new Q thing, and it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, if it was like the Steam Deck, it would be incredible, right? It'd be more expensive, but it'd be
Yeah.
incredible.
But
And how would Microsoft ever compete with that? I mean, Microsoft already can't properly compete, but still, it would be such a good thing if you could just play your whole library.
Yeah,
anywhere.
I mean, it would be cool. They're already, it would be cool to play your library. I don't know. Even if it was like that, I mean, that's kind of what the Vita was, and it didn't take off at all. The Vita had some other downfalls, but who's to say that they wouldn't require proprietary memory cards for this one too? You know,
But the main problem with the Vita, the memory cards, was very bad. But the main thing was just that it didn't have strong exclusives, right?
Right.
But it had a lot of indie support.
And if you
Oh
could
yeah,
just,
I mean, yeah.
if you could play all your games you already own, that wouldn't be a problem at all.
That's probably a good point. Yeah. Yeah.
But you can't even stream games. Like, they have a streaming service. PlayStation Plus Premium Essential, whatever they call it, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't even support that. That's the dumbest thing in the world. Because even...
Yeah, I didn't know. Streaming is not ideal. I don't think a lot of people like
It's
streaming.
not,
but
but
it still would
it's
be
an option.
nice.
It's an option,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, I agree with you. Especially when it
some
comes to
ROMs.
storage space,
I mean-
like, you don't necessarily want to download a game if you want to be on the go and play it. Like, you could stream it and not have to worry about it taking up space on your PS5.
Yeah, I
that'd
mean,
be
that's
nice.
why people like Xbox Game Pass, because you could stream a lot of those games without having to, install, 100
Yes.
gig or whatever.
It is neat to try a game out and see if you even want to download it, for instance.
Yeah.
Most of the rest of the show was pretty good. Like, I mean, not great. There was nothing super exciting. The Spider-Man trailer was really good.
Yeah, it
but
was.
yeah, I mean, everyone in my group just is also saying that it's a pretty big miss on PlayStation's part. Like, who cares about
I
it?
think the only
The
thing
thing
is,
is,
if you had a big love of Metal Gear Solid, there was some stuff there, and obviously Dragon's Dogma 2 got announced.
Yeah,
but-
I'm excited for Dragon's Dogma 2, even though it looks kind of old, But
Yeah, that'll be
but
interesting. I never played the first one though, so I don't know if I would like it.
Second achievement. The first, Brandy got tired. Here's the thing about the first one. It is unintuitive. Like, it is hard to figure out where to go. And Brandy, she was real into the game, and then she couldn't figure out where to go, and she got tired of it. And I sympathize, because that is the problem with that game. Hopefully part 2 will be more intuitive.
Oh, Alan Wake
Cage
2
Support.
did look good.
What do you think about it not being available in physical?
That's man.
Why don't they sign a deal with Limited Run or somebody? Like you
I
can
mean,
at
I
least
think
do
they-
a limited.
Well, I
They
mean, yeah,
will.
yeah. I mean,
think
look
they
what
will.
happened with Doom Eternal on Switch. Like, it'll never get a physical release. Then, oh, there's a physical
I
release.
think they will. It's
Yeah.
There's something about Remedy, like this is what I was saying in my group too. Is like they always have some sort of weird decision that helps them make sure their games underperform. It's like they're dead set on that.
Yeah.
You're right. They're
doing
just kind of
weird-
quirky,
Doing
aren't they?
weird things that hurt themselves.
This part's lame. Dementia
Well.
blames the kids.
Dog food.
So, let's. What about Spider-Man 2 specifically, guys? Which I did not get to watch the video, so I have no opinion.
I think it was great because it actually went all over the map in terms of like showing what you could do. Like, first it had you play as Peter Parker in the black suit. Then it had you switch over to Miles Morales. Then it had some chase sequences, and all of it just really well put together.
Yeah, it looks cool. It's like I didn't realize they're just like going all in on like black suit. It's not a spoiler because it's in the entire trailer.
Well, Venom's in it, so
black suit Peter Parker. Because I actually don't know too many of the details about like Spider-Man's history and stuff, but it does really change his attitude. Is that right?
Spider-Man
What
3.
Venom does.
The black suit. Yes, Venom does do that. It affects his mind.
Okay.
Yeah, you've seen Spider-Man 3. That kind of gives you an idea. It doesn't turn.
I
you
don't
into
remember
emo.
much. I remember him dancing on a table, so I guess
Yeah.
as long as that happens in Spider-Man 2, the video game, then we'll be good.
Just press buttons like Dance Dance Revolution.
Can anyone
man.
tell me what I'm supposed to do here?
Well,
There was a rock-
not feed the dogs for one.
I found one rock, and now I can't even find it on subsequent attempts, right? Like, you're supposed to do something with throwing rocks, but I cannot find them.
Run to the pen.
Run to the pit. Yeah, sure. Where's the friggin' rocks?
You're probably up on that ledge next to the switch.
Ah, God. Okay, is he gonna follow me up here?
Yes, and your dog food.
No, he can't get. Where'd he go? He's just
Right
right
there.
there. He's just standing behind me.
He's right. Come here. Come down here. I want to eat you. Come here.
So there's a lever, and I cannot flip the lever. I need a rock to throw. Wait, no. Oh, now it's letting me pull it. Sorry, it wouldn't let me before. The hit detection is weird on it. Okay, that's a start. One thing about Spider-Man that I read is that it's introducing parries, and some things you can't just dodge, you have to parry. And man, I hate when games force parry systems on you.
Oh, doesn't bug me.
It's probably not that bad or anything, but I just don't like that kind of system. Like, oh, you gotta watch the timing and do it just at this exact moment. No, just let me play.
If they get too close, try getting to higher ground.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it makes things a little bit harder.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
does.
The combat's cool, but it's not the best part about the Spider-Man game, and it won't be the best part about this one
Yeah,
either.
I mean, the experience is what it's all about.
Exactly.
Like, Insomniac really knows how to draw.
And so maybe Paul's
Marvel players.
maybe Paul's argument is more right. It's like, hey, just let me experience it without having to learn how to battle.
That said, I really do hope we see Wolverine soon enough. I want to see what they do with that.
He is going to be in it. Oh no, you mean the Wolverine game?
The
Sorry.
Wolverine game, yeah, it's separate. But hopefully they
yeah,
do
that
like
should
they with
be
X-Men
cool.
Origins Wolverine. Oh, dang, you got impaled on that one.
Yeah, here's the big problem with this game's design. There's so much trial and error stuff. So many one-shot deaths. And there's no reason it has to be designed that way. Just make it a normal 3D platformer. Like, don't give me all this crap.
Yeah, the stealth thing definitely kills off any excitement or enjoyment for me. I can't do that. I mean, I mean, like, for instance, you've got the dogs surrounding you right now. Give me the ability to jump down to stab the dogs, like I could, you know. Well, not that you should stab dogs. I'm saying the mutant dogs.
Mutant dogs are stabbable.
Yeah, don't stab normal dogs. That's
I also don't care for stealth in
I hate it.
The very
just
lightest
let me
of doses.
jump on something and let me break its neck or something.
Like if
Hitman.
in a few missions in Assassin's Creed I have to do stealth, and then I'm okay with it. You know, I'll be okay. But like that's all I want. I don't want a stealth game. Like that will just drive me insane.
Make stealth optional. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Dishonored
there's,
I think did that.
That's what
Origami 2. Origami 2 did that,
that's
and it was
what
great.
Hogwarts
Oh really? The second one
Legacy
it's less optional. I never played
Yeah.
the first one because I knew it
The
was all
second-
stealth.
Oh, the second one is you have the option. And
Achievement.
it's great.
Nice.
Oh, nice job.
Hogwarts Legacy did that too. You had
Yep.
missions you could do that, but then you didn't have to.
So where am I
just kill him.
You could be Leroy Jenkins.
Hey,
I'm gonna.
hey, Dementia. Did we answer his question already?
Well, that's the thing. It's not a train wreck of a game, but the stealth stuff is annoying.
It doesn't look like a 2 out of 10 like a lot of people were giving it. But
Yeah,
Well,
that's
yeah, I
very
think
exaggerated.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they were playing the PC version. PC version is buggy as heck.
yeah, and maybe it gets worse the further you get. Like maybe they did actually put an effort into the first 4 hours.
crap.
And after
You
that,
remember
crap.
when, like,
Crap.
Star Wars
Ah!
Jedi Survivor was buggy as heck on PC, but it's great on console.
Right.
I made it.
Nice
Yes.
job.
Yeah, I could see the PC version being worse from a technical perspective, but I made it. I made it.
Supposedly that Star Wars game was just a disaster on PC.
Yeah, supposedly.
I don't know. I mean, I would like to see some other option where you could, like, bite the head off of enemies. With Gollum, you know, just something like that. But no, he's got to sneak around and jump around.
Yeah, I mean, like, but the platforming stuff is decently fun. I just mind the stealth stuff. If not for that, I would be happy with this.
We're gonna add a third Shadow of War game.
That would be cool. Somebody should make that. You remember there was a co-op, the Two Towers game. I never got to play it, but that one always looked really good to me. Give me a co-op
that
Lord
one.
of the Rings game.
Yeah, that was fun. The PS2 games are fun.
Were there any other announcements that we wanted to cover?
I'm looking. Hang on.
Oh, I know. The one I wanted to mention. You know, there's a new Dragon Quest game coming out. Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai Infinity Strash, which is based on the newest Dragon Quest anime, which just wrapped up a few months ago. And you can watch it on Crunchyroll, or you can buy the dubbed seasons on Vudu and such. But anyway, so Brandy and I very much enjoy the Dai anime, right? And so this game is very exciting looking, and it's got an official release date of September 30th or something. Yeah, does anyone know the exact release date of the new Dragon Quest game? Bob Jones or anybody?
Early September.
Yeah, sometime in September. But the thing I'm most happy about is it's coming to Xbox too, not just PlayStation like we would have anticipated. It's coming to everything, and that's great. I cannot wait for that game, and I get to play it on Xbox, and poor Xbox needs games like that. Okay, how do I get down? Just hop down? Okay.
There's a big Metal Gear Solid collection. I don't like Metal Gear.
Oh yeah, and even that's coming to
We were
Xbox
just
too,
talking
isn't it?
about, yeah, it is. We were just talking about why I don't like Metal Gear.
Yeah.
There's another reason too, but I have a lot of
Lay it
people
on
are
us.
excited about those.
Yeah, which games are on it? Does anyone know?
1, 2, and 3 are on the first collection, and then I don't know what Snake Eater Delta even is. That's a separate thing.
Wasn't
The
that like a
collection
PSP
also-
game or a Vita game or something?
Maybe
Snake Eater was a PS2 game.
PS2.
Snake Eater Delta.
Yeah. Well, this is a variation of that. Also, don't
Okay,
forget
so-
the MSX games are on the Metal Gear Solid collection as well.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is neat, retro.
I would
original
replay a
games.
remade version of 1. Like,
Fell asleep. I feel asleep.
Like, wasn't that the GameCube game that was like they remade it on GameCube?
oh, is
back
that
in the
maybe
day?
that's what they'll use? I was wondering what they're gonna do because upscaling a PS1 game is a lot of work. But they do
Yeah.
have that GameCube version. They'll probably put on there.
Yeah, that'll be neat if they do. But you know, Vlad asks, "Do we not love Metal Gear?" I personally have never been attracted to Kojima's writing style. Like, I just don't get it at all. You know, but still, I wouldn't mind trying
It's a
it out.
mess.
I
don't
love
like it at all.
Rising. Rising is great.
Rising was cool. I don't know. Coming off of Bayonetta, I was a little disappointed with the combat because I just much prefer Bayonetta's. But Rising was pretty cool.
Ooh, and Human
There's
Brian's.
a lot of pairing in Rising, which is Paul's favorite.
Oh, great! I can't wait. But Human Brian says that Snake Eater is actually Metal Gear Solid 3, so that's the one that's getting a remake.
But isn't it also on the collection?
Yeah. How does that work, Human Brian? They're remaking it on the collection, or it's a separate remake?
Separate.
I mean, we should know this as the host, but sorry, we don't.
Separate.
We just spin out when anyone talks about Metal Gear.
Oh, the
That's
original
the-
version's on the collection. Okay.
Galadrius is telling you the answer. You know
Yeah,
that.
I know.
Okay.
Tell me I don't know the answer and I know the answer, and when I give the answer, you don't acknowledge the answer, so that's on you.
That's because you're
I'll
dead to
go
me.
ahead.
No.
You were just waiting on Gollum. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, what does Gollum know about Snake Eater?
Hang on, I'll go get him. Hang on.
Great.
Nothing.
Meat is like snakes. Snakes are delicious.
Oh, wow.
They're good with hot sauce.
So, Gollum, you approve of Snake Eater?
I approve of snake eating.
Well, there, we've got it on the record, guys.
Don't tell Galadrius. I don't these girls. All right, I'll see you guys later.
Gollum is.
I might as well just give him his own headset at this point. I mean, just where it's going in here.
New objective tags found. Well, I think we're about ready to wrap it up. But guys, yeah, to me this is like a 6 out of 10 kind of game. You know, it's like it's good enough. It has frustrating moments, but like the world and the story are kind of interesting. You know?
It's like this: if you like stealth games, if you like games that require a great deal of patience to get through, this is for you. If you wanted something where you're biting the heads off of humans, this is not for you. There, simple.
Yeah. But anyway, wrap it up like a gift, Tech Guy says. So, but it has been a really fun stream. We had a lot of fun things to talk about. We all three of us watched the same, all four of us, if we count Brandy, we all watched the same shows, and we got to talk about them in detail, and I love that, because I love me some good shows. And yeah, anyway, cool game. Cool in its way, at least. So, let's just thank everybody. Icky, thanks for running the contest. Tyler, thanks for watching the shows and being a great co-host.
Yep, happy to be here.
Galadrius, thank you for also being a great co-host and bringing your little buddy on too.
He's not my buddy, good. He's just crashing here.
I liked it.
And Spazpol, who unfortunately was struck by a taxi earlier in the stream.
Happens up in New York. There's just taxis going every direction.
Don't forget to thank Brandy.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're getting to that. I was just, I was trying to remember Spazpol as he lived, okay?
Oh, okay, as he lived.
But yes, Brandy, thank you also for always being a wonderful partner and for being here with us. Yeah, huge thanks to our subscribers for being awesome, keeping the stream going. That's the kind of thing that encourages me to make rad emotes for you guys, like our new pizza and Bomberman emotes, so make sure you take advantage of those, even when you're watching other people's streams. Thanks to our followers and viewers for just hanging out with us and being cool friends. We love you guys. Love you guys. We'll see you next week. And remember, don't hate, appreciate.
See you guys.
That ought to hold a little lesser piece.
Bye.
See you guys.
Awesome.
You can say it if you want, Tyler. I'm sorry.
That ought to hold those little SOBs.
See, Tyler does it better.
And Brian stayed with us the whole time. That's pretty good for Brian. Yo, yay.
He's playing Zelda.
Yeah, good man there. Although, even though Tyler is a great co-host, he totally forgot to vamp again.
Oh,
yeah, watch the stream every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central.
He doesn't know the name of the stream or when it happens.
Sunday's Magic Show with Paul Avocado and friends.
Oh.
Avocado.